Yo, what's good everybody? In this video, I'm going to be giving you a full guide on exactly how to read bundles and how to understand bundles, what they are, as well as being able to see what is going on chain through Solscan so that you don't get rigged again. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so what you're going to be introduced with. So if you're trading on Axiom or Terminal or whatever trading platform you're going to be on, you're going to be seeing obviously new pairs, final stretch, and migrated, right? So there is multiple types of bundles. So we're just going to click on a random coin and, I'll just try my best to explain. So for example, this coin, this is 100% bundled. I already know this, right? But it might look like a normal coin, right? Now, I'm going to explain why it's bundled. I'll open another tab to compare it to like a normal coin, right? Now, like essentially, yes, the chart looks somewhat normal, right? It has buys and sells, and it's not like a more obvious one, right? So we're starting off with one that's a little bit more, I guess, complicated for beginner to intermediate people. So what we see on this chart is what we call like wicks, right? So for example, this is a wick right here. So when the candle closes, it's like a tiny wick. So I'm gonna zoom into this. You can see there's these wicks, right? So these are candlesticks and then these are wicks. So if someone buys and sells at the same time, so let's say someone sells but someone buys at the same time and then someone sells. So it's like if there's a wick right there, right? And this coin obviously has a lot of volume. So this is normal price action, right? But we can obviously see with this one, this is completely fake, right? We can even zoom in a little bit more. And it does look a little bit real. What it's doing is it's imitating a real coin, right? And it's kind of hard to tell this, but it's actually quite easy. There's a tiny wick right here, right? But there's no actual like real big wicks. And another thing that we can see too is, I'm not saying you have to like depend on other people, right? Depend on like copy trading. I'm not saying you have to do that, but you have to question yourself, right? Like, why are other people buying this token, right? Like they bought it over here, right? So it looks like my friend Isaac bought in this like super early. He got in at 10K market cap, right? We have other wallets that I track. Let's see, dang, he's cooked on this. Let's see if he's top trader. We got Cupsy, he was second top trader. So this guy's the GOAT, honestly. But aside from that, right, with this coin, right, you have to like question, like, okay, why has nobody bought into this coin? With this one, yeah, like people were buying in. There's normal price action, right? But that doesn't save you every time, okay? There's still people like that will like, there's still wallets that we track that will still buy into bundled coins. But that's just one question to spark your mind, right? All we're doing when we're trading is analyzing, right? We're taking in information, we're taking in data, and then we're executing that data and finding our own edge, right? Now, like with this other coin, Wedding, right? This is just completely fake, right? And this is meant to trap people, right? It's just like some trash coin. It's meant to trap people, and then eventually, boom. It's probably like, honestly, this is probably a pre-recorded video too. That's what I would guess. And yeah, very, very, very sus. Now, another thing too is you can look at global fees paid. Only 1.4 SOL. You like, for example, this one has 10 SOL in global fees paid. So if the global fees paid is super, super, super low, that is something very, very, very weird, because usually what that means is that people are using fake bots in order to pump up the volume, and they're using the least amount of transaction fees, right? For example, if I'm a buyer and I'm buying in with 10 SOL, I might even put 0.05 or 0.1 SOL for my fees in order to get in, right? And that's a very, very small fraction, right? But like if I have a small port, then I'll do 0.001 or 0.00, like 000, 00, or single zero, right? And all these fees that are paid into it, go into the coin. So with this having super, super low fees, now we can see somebody bought into this, right? So Spoono bought in with 32 bucks. So that's nothing. That's nothing. So that's kind of sus, right? Now let's like look at another coin. I already have filters for some of these coins. I'm going to see if I can find an obvious one. This one looks like a scam just by like reading the thing. So yeah, this is another one. Like, bro, like if you see Lil Tay coin, like, come on, you guys got to lock in for it. This is another one, right? So even though Dex is paid, right? And even though on Axiom it says, oh, bundlers are 27%, you have to do more research, right? Like if you want to play this game of crypto and trading meme coins like mindlessly, you're going to get mindlessly wrecked. That's just the truth, right? You can't just rely on simple things, right? Yes, Axiom can help, right? Looking at the bundles or also bubble maps, but there's ways that these devs like they're smart, right? They make a ton of money, and it sucks getting rugged, but like, you know, they know what they're doing. Now, what they do is like they'll bundle it up, right? So one thing to see as well, always look at the very beginning. So if you want to look at bundles, always look to the very beginning of the coin. This is like some of the most important stuff. Everybody's focused on like, oh, the chart and price action and everything and bundles. The most important thing, if you want to actually see where the bundles got in, at least like big bundles, it's always going to be at the beginning of the coin. Yes, there's bundle, like let's say this coin goes all the way down to 10K and some cabal group buys it up, right? Let's say it goes down to here, some cabal group starts buying it up, and then they start pushing it, right? Yeah, they can bundle it up with like a bunch of supply, but it's way worse. Let's see, remove drawings. It's way worse having them bundle it up here. So I'm on the 1 second time frame. So I don't know, I've seen some people trade on the 1 minute time frame, which is absolutely insane, but I would recommend the 1 to 5 second. If you're trading new pairs, 1 second. If you're trading like migrated coins that are kind of old, then hop on like the 5 second. And yeah, it's going to look a little bit more clear. But currently I'm been on the 1 second. I've been doing that forever, and we can see, so every single candlestick represents 1 second, right? Now, if it's on a 5 second chart, the same thing, right? Every candle would represent 5 seconds. Okay, so one candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and yeah, 6 seconds, and we've already been up to 16K, right? So, oh, maybe it's a good coin, but we know this is a scam, right? Like, everybody knows this is a scam. Lil Tay did not drop a coin, and we could tell by the price action on this chart, right? So if it literally went up in 6 seconds, and for some reason it just was stagnant, right? It stayed here, right? So this is either sniper selling or just like dummies buying, right? And then they start rebundling it again, and then they start farming, right? And then see, like Cupsy, I don't know why he bought this. Literally, I don't know why. He maybe, you know, we could go down the conspiracy route that maybe he's friends with the dev and he's trying to get his copy traders in, and then him and the dev are going to split the money. I don't know. I don't know why he bought this. He eventually sold, and magically after he sold, the whole thing rugs back down to 12K. So I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist over here, but it makes you wonder why, right? There's people, when people are big and influential in this space, they have connections and they're willing to just dump on your heads, right? There's literally no reason you would have bought this. Like I literally see no reason he would have bought this, but he did, right? So, and it doesn't mean copy trade him, but there's other angles you can attack this, right? Like in ways of like, okay, instead of just like, oh, well, this is a super sus candle, right? Look at the very beginning on every single coin. But you have to be quick at this, right? Like I'm taking my time and explaining it to you, but you can see it's just very weird price action. This coin has normal price action, ups and downs. Yes, there's probably bundles for sure. Basically every coin has bundles, right? So it's like, if you're gonna be like going into trying to buy coins that have no bundles, that's gonna be almost impossible to trade, because every coin is gonna have somewhat bundles, right? Multi-wallets or bundles. Literally all it takes is you select this wallet and you select multi-wallets and boom, right? It's that easy to multi-wallet. So this is just a super easy example, right? It goes all the way down rugs to 0. And most likely people that like, let's say copy traders, right? Cupsy's copy traders, they got a lot of exit liquidity here, and then they just fully rug the coin. And then they pump it back up, and then they're waiting to rug it again. You can see this is fake volume. This is completely fake. For every buy, there's a sell. For every buy, there's a sell. So they're just farming this until they're like, oh, okay, we made money, boom. That's literally what they do, guys. Very, very, very simple. And yeah, like for example, this coin's more natural, right? If I were to bid this coin, I'd probably wait for it to go down to like 20K. I think it's a community, so let me see. I'm not signed in on my X account, so it's not letting me see it, but this is a community coin. And yeah, I would have the community opened up on a separate tab and make sure that there's no weird stuff going on and make sure it's just a healthy dip. And yeah, then bid the dip. How are we going to be able to see these bundles, and how do these actually work, right? Because how do these devs bundle in the first place? So there's multiple ways, right? There's multiple bundling platforms, and I thought that you could actually see this on Axiom, but you can't. So I'm gonna be showing you guys this other platform. Obviously, nothing in this video I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you're a dev, you could try Viper. So I've made multiple videos on Viper in the past. It's a trading platform just like Axiom or Terminal. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. This is a really cool platform, by the way, but you can actually launch coins on here, right? You can launch coins. There's like a bunch, you can snipe coins. So you can do social snipers. So you can snipe through Twitter, coins, whether it's CAs. So you can actually bundle coins on here, right? You could do delayed buys. So this is pretty crazy. I'm just saying this is pretty crazy for a trading platform, right? It's like a trading and a launching platform. So you don't have to like go between Telegram, because I know a lot of launching bots are on Telegram. So you'll be able to, even if you want, you could even try doing it yourself, right? You could even try bundling yourself, because if you know how bundles work, right? If you have firsthand experience on bundling and how bundles work, then you're gonna know, oh, that's a bundle, right? Because for me, I've been trenching for like a year and a half. So it's kind of like just normal sight, just knowing what a bundle coin is and what a bundle coin isn't, right? But yes, sure, there's gonna be some coins that you do get dumped on really hard, right? But you're gonna minimize most of your like risk, or a good amount of your risk, understanding that, right? So this is the first part, right? This is like launching it. You could literally do like boom, 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 whatever, right? Just type that in. You could do a bundle here, right? So you could do simple bundle, fixed bundle, range bundle, delayed buys. So what this was, right? Where did that other coin go? It was maybe they rugged it. That last coin that I was showing you guys, the what's her name again? The chick that I had on before, whatever the name is, I cannot think of it right now. You might have to rewind it, editor. But that coin specific, let's see, was it this one? Anyways, that coin, you could see how in 5 seconds, 6 seconds, it went up to like 15 or 20K market cap, right? In those single candles and on the 1 second chart. So that is what delayed buys are, right? Now, if you want a sniper, this will be your dev wallet buys in like with 15 SOL, whatever, right? And bundle, you could do simple. So you could have all the separate wallets, right? You could select multiple wallets, and you could have like 10 wallets buy all the supply. And then you could sell all 10 at the same time. But what they do is they do delayed buys, so it looks way more legit, and you could choose the amount of MS. So I know this is gonna sound like a bundling video. It's gonna sound like, yo, we're like farmers out here. I promise we're not farming, but I'm just explaining, right? Not financial advice, of course. But if you guys want to go the trade, if you guys want to go the, you know, in order to trade coins, you need to have devs. In order to dev coins, you need to have traders to trade the coins, right? So you guys can do whatever you guys want, right? I'll have the links for everything down below, for Axiom, Terminal, and Viper, right? So really good platforms. I do like Viper because they are innovating a lot. I know someone did ask me about this recently, about Viper on one of my comments. So if this helps answer your if this helps answer your question, you're gonna go to transfer funds as well, right? And then you're gonna be doing stealth transfer. So this is actually crazy. Even if you're not bundling, like let's say you wanna, like, hypothetically, not financial advice, transfer your crypto to another wallet without the transfer being like trackable, if that makes sense, then you would do a stealth transfer, right? So this is like, bro, this is crazy stuff that this is on a trading platform for free, because this is in a sense called like mixing, if that makes sense. Like if you guys have heard of like, it's like tumblers, crypto tumblers. You know, if you have people that hypothetically were working at Coinbase support, you know, like they use tumblers. So this is not really like an actual I mean, it's like a tumbler, but it's like more chill, if that makes sense. So this is what devs use. And the fees are super good. Basically, it mixes up the crypto and it's super hard to track, so that you know, like let's say I have one SOL and I send it to another wallet. Well, Bubble Maps is like, okay, well, this rugger sent SOL to another wallet, so they can tell the bundles. This will send it into a liquidity pool, mix up the SOL, and then send you back the SOL, right? And it's you get a different SOL, right, from somebody else. So it's like the SOL just came from nowhere. I know it sounds kind of complicated, and you would wait 10 minutes to get it, right? It like waits for it, it sends the SOL around. Very complex, but this is like actually crazy. You can do it with BNB as well. And this is how these devs are like actually like farming, y'all. I'm just saying, like, this is, I'm dropping you guys some sauce that like nobody tells you. And I know all the devs are gonna be mad at me, but that's essentially what it is, right? Now, another thing too is I wanted to show you guys Solscan as well. This is super important for analyzing, right? So analyzing wallets, analyzing coins, Now, what we can do is, I'm trying to find that coin. What was, Lil Tay. Okay. I was trying to think. Let's see if we can find that token. So it is at 200K. You can see they're just like, they're literally just farming it. Like they're just bundling it. Now, if we want to know more about the coin, let's just go to the dev wallet and just see like, okay, let's look at this dev wallet. Does this dev have any like connections with anything? So let's tap on this wallet. The dev has $90 and it's holding this coin. Now, what we're going to do is check transfers. See, okay, like where's money been transferred out of? 5 sols been transferred to here. And then there's 6.5 sol in here. This wallet was funded by 65. Okay, so this wallet was funded by that one. And then where was this one? Funded by Binance. Okay, so it's tricky because once they fund them from Binance, it's really like hard to track. Let's see if we can find like another connection. 4.6. So that was the same wallet that did 5 sol. This one, closed account, plus 3 sol. This one's a 6.5, same wallet. 6.5, same wallet. We can try to go back to the very beginning and it was funded from Binance, right? So sometimes when tokens are funded by exchanges, it is kind of sus, right? Because why would they be funding it from an exchange and why not another wallet? It's probably because they want to hide the money. But if they don't want it to show as an exchange, they'll do it like through this, right? I'm not saying you have to do it through Viper, but this is just like one of the ways. There's like other tools that these devs use. But yeah, I think this was like a really good brief explanation on what bundles are and how to understand bundles. Yes, there's also bubble maps as well, right? This is very self-explanatory, but I'll just break it down real quick. So what are bundles? Bundles are a group of people or one person, right, that hold multiple supply of a token on multiple wallets. So this guy has 4.5%, right? And another thing too, if you see these leaf things, these are fresh wallets. If somebody made a wallet 2 hours ago and started trading and they're like the top wallet on the coin, just think about that, right? Like it's very sus, very sus. And it's usually because it's a guy holding bundles. If he held 15% of the coin on one wallet, it would look really bad, right? And one thing too, don't try to sneak in the bundle. Don't try to buy in, you know, here, or try to sneak in. They're gonna get you every single time. You know, it's not worth it. But yeah, if you guys like these kind of videos, if these kind of videos help you guys, make sure you guys like that smash button and make sure you guys join the Discord, right? The Discord is free. Lots of really cool people in there. I answer questions in there. I do also have a VIP section as well if you guys want to get one-on-ones with me and kind of like a more in-depth videos and just stuff about crypto, not just meme coins, but also perpetuals and futures trading. So yeah, if that's kind of your guys' thing, then, you know, feel free to join that. And yeah, whether it is or not, the Discord is free at the end of the day. And yeah, I tried my best to answer questions. So yeah, make sure you guys like that smash button.